Well, we have come back up to the farmhouse on a rainy, cold, dreary January day. But we wanted to give a little more detail about the doors, the installation of what the men have been working on, and document a little more details, especially on the doors. We were hoping to go to Indian Mound, Tennessee, to pick up a couple of East Lake doors that will be for the guest house front door and one for our back door here. But with the rain and some issues, we couldn't do that. So we thought we would do a segment, an episode on the interior doors and maybe the front doors that we have here and those bells. So Tim is here with me, and he's going to, I'm going to ask him some questions. He's going to give some input on what it took to get this entryway in. All right, so tell us what you and Terry had to do the other day with this opening.
Well, when this, the previous owner had framed this in to be an open entryway, and it was just about 6 feet wide, open entryway, and they built a header above it because this is a load-bearing wall. So they had a big header above that, and they were just going to sheetrock everything down here. So this would have been just a framed opening into this. I guess they were going to use it as a living room or something. It had been a sitting room, I think, on the original plans for the house. We wanted to make it a master bedroom, so we needed a doorway rather than a big open entryway, obviously. So we had to tear out that big header that was above and replace it with a smaller header. Did some framing around that.
You had to shift a little bit because they had opened it up and then realized, wait, there's wires.
Well, there's some electrical wiring that was running through the ceiling and down here that we would have had to move all of that if we wanted to shift the door a little farther this way, but because of that wiring, we had to shift it a little bit a little closer to the front door when you come in the front door on the foyer here.
So it goes into...
So this is the foyer out here. We've got doors that are original to this house with the transoms. We have the door frames. There's several of those that are still...
This one here, and it has the window already in. So we have the insert that will go up there, Tim?
Yeah, we have all of the transom windows. There are two of them sitting right here in what will be our laundry room right now.
Okay.
There's still a couple of doors complete with the frames and the transoms in the garden shed outside. And there's still one extra setting in the living room. What's going to be our living room, there's still one in there that's complete as well. So we now have two original doors that will come into the bedroom. One will come into the bedroom and one will exit the bedroom into the master bath.
Right. So we're turning this into a master suite. This was the sitting room, and then we go through this doorway. That was the original dining room, I believe. So there's been a lot of adjustment over the years since 1911.
Yeah, but this house was built in 1911 and stayed in the same family until we bought it. In 2022, late summer of 2022, this house has been in the same family that entire time. But the most recent family member that lived here built the guest house that is next door over in that direction. We've shown you some pictures of that. He built the guest house, and he built the log cabin that's over on the left of us now, over on that side of the house. The second floor has the old original old growth pine flooring up there as well as down here, but they had covered the upstairs with carpet. So we've taken all of that carpet up, and we'll go back and either refinish those wooden floors or paint them. They were painted originally, it looks like.
Over on this side, let's see if we can move this over. We don't make you seasick. Look at this. There it is. Tell them about...
Well, this is poplar tongue and groove beadboard that we're putting up, and so with poplar core or center of a poplar tree will always have this green center in it from when it grows up as a sapling. So that's green, this is purple, and when the sunlight was coming in the other day, right after we put this up, it's shining on this, you just get a bright purple and a bright green in this. Now we're gonna paint it so you won't see that, but if you use poplar, you'll get some of this green and purple if you in a batch of it if you buy it. But we've gotten everything done in this room in terms of the walls, except we have 2 more bay windows to do.
Right.
With the bays, you have to miter the boards. The next step in here, when we finish this bay area, which we should be able to do the next time we're here, then we'll start on the ceiling, because we're going to leave the ceilings in this master bedroom 10 feet, and it will have beadboard, a beadboard ceiling as well as the walls.
Right.
And then we're going to paint all of this white, at least the walls. We haven't made up our mind about the ceiling yet.
And we're talking about the window frames. They're missing the window sills and the trim around. And he was just asking me, do you want to leave that dark? Do you want to paint over that? And I'd like to leave it dark. We'll just see what, how we can finish out. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, we can trim the windows back out and build window sills underneath those, but those are original windows to the house. They've been here since 1911.
And with the wavy glass. And
yeah, they all still have the wavy glass. On the outside of those, and probably in the 60s, they put some aluminum storm windows over these. And that's why we have the core sign here, if you've ever noticed the core sign. One of those storm windows is broken. The original wavy glass window is fine, but one of those storm windows is broken on the outside. So previous owner, I guess, had access to a metal core sign, and he put that over the window as a temporary fix. So we'll get that taken care of. We may take the core sign and put it up on the wall, put some lights around it. Not really, not likely. But anyway, the windows are in good shape, so we can rebuild the seals and trim these out after we get all the beadboard up. They still have the pulley and the weight systems are in here for these windows. We probably won't use them. We were in a house in Franklin, Tennessee before that was built in 1900. It had all the old original windows in it also, but the windows on the outside had been painted shut many years before us.
We weren't able to open.
And we just never opened them anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether you're able to open them or not.
Well, let's move on. We're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about the doors. The front, I was talking about the front doors with the twisty bells. So we'll pull those out and just relocate into the foyer and then the living room. Okay, so this is the front door. I was trying to tell you about, it's hard to get with the light, but this is that outline of what we found, and we weren't sure what it was. And then, of course, on this side, it's around, so what Tim has found on eBay, those brass twisty doorbells. Look at that doorknob. This is what he has found that will go right there. And then we'll have to refinish the door or something. But then the little twisty part, the part that rings the bell is rectangular. So we'll just maybe need to do a refinish on that to put the piece that goes there. So we're not sure if this is an Eastlake. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have any of the carvings.
Yeah, I don't think it's an Eastlake door at all. But
there's the transom and the pulleys.
The back door coming in from the pantry has dental molding and things on it. It looks like it was original to the house also, but these are just kind of plain.
And there's the skeleton key. Okay, we're in the kitchen. All of this wiring and pipes, that will be concealed with, they'll finish that off. But this goes back to that little porch that I cannot wait off the kitchen, that will be almost like a pantry, and I want little jelly cupboards, and I've just got visions of all kinds of sweet things out there. This is the East Lake door that I was telling you about. And you can tell that was a period of time around the time that the late 1800s, right?
1800s,
1900s, early 1900s. It was East Lake. They furniture. We had a lot of things at our cottage in Franklin. The front door was an East Lake door, and then we started gathering pieces. We had a pediment that hung over the doorway into our dining room, and we had a mirror that we'll be transporting and having here. It's in our home now and was in our cottage. It's East Lake, and we had several pieces that were from that time period. So this is an East Lake door. You can see the carvings and the little ledge and the trim work around, and so that leads out of the kitchen into the pantry and then off towards the log cabin that way. So this is where we had all the water leaking and dripping and puddling on the floor, but all is well and nothing was damaged or ruined. We're so thankful and grateful. So that's the only East Lake door I believe we have in the house. But then we have this other little door. And Tim, let me see if I can just turn it around this way. This is the little door that goes up the secret stairway. The servants' stairway, or the service stairway. I've heard it called a lot of different things. I love this. And it goes all the way up to the second floor. So this was one of our favorite pieces.
I really think all of these doors were probably site built by the builder in 1911 when they built this house. If you can, I don't know if you can see, this is a door frame.
Oh my
For
goodness.
one of the doors with the transoms, they're all the same, and when you look up close to the detail, this is tree bark. This is where they just had sawmill lumber. It was probably brought onto the site, and the carpenters built these door frames on site. I'm confident that that's what happened. They probably did that with most everything here, maybe even the windows, but you can see it in all these big, I guess these are 8-foot transom doors.
Okay, right now we're standing in what will be the laundry room on this side and the master bathroom on this side. And right here is this sweetest little door, and I'm going to walk up next to it so you can kind of get an idea of the height. It's just a little bit taller than me. And this is the door, the little door that leads down to the cellar. And I just was really tickled when we found out there was a cellar in the house. And I just have memories at my grandmother's house on the farm here in Kentucky. And just the smell of it, just the earth, I guess, I don't know. It brought back a flood of memories. And hers went off the back porch down into the cellar, and this one is right inside. So I guess if there was, tornadoes or bad weather, we have a safe place. So that's good to know. So that's just a really neat little door, and the hardware on it. I know they added probably this little piece, but there's the sweetest little doorknob. And if it weren't so dark and dreary today, maybe I can get some other pictures at some point. But it really is a sweet little door. We have one more to show you, and it is in the living room right behind us. So we'll go there next. All right, so we actually have two more doors here. This small door, another one that's about the same size as the door going into the cellar. This one is, I guess it was for a closet under the stairs. Let me open this up and you can just see. That's under the stairs. And what we're thinking we might try to do is put this door in the foyer side and make a small under the stairs half bath powder room, and just switcheroo. That's what we're thinking. We're gonna see. This is the door that goes to the back porch or to the side porch, and we have a twisty bell for that door as well, and the skeleton key works on that. This is what they were working on the other day. Terry was had the planer, or what do you call that? A planer, to because the doors were sticking. We couldn't get them to close or open. It was really difficult. So Terry just shaved off enough of the bottom so they open and close. And this one had been nailed shut so that someone couldn't come in this way. And so they got that all taken care of. So now they both open and close using the skeleton key. And so we'll have a little doorbell on this one and one at the front door. So this is about my favorite room, just because I have such a vision for what it can be, and it is reminiscent of my grandmother's back porch off of her kitchen. And so this is where I'd like to have little jelly cupboards and, you know, just extra storage for things for the kitchen. But I love the windows. I love the light that comes in. And which way does the morning sun, does it come in this way? So the morning sun will come in this way, or is it over that way and then it sets up? Okay, so it comes in this way and sets over that way. But I'm excited about this, and I love this little door as well. So we're door people. I have always loved them, and some of you that have been following along for a lot of years, and even before that, before there was Instagram and before there were you know, in all these reels and things, we would travel to Savannah or Charleston, all those historical cities, and or go to New York, and I was fascinated by old doors. So that's why we thought we would do an episode just featuring the doors in this house. And we're excited about the 2 East Lake doors we found. We're hoping to acquire those soon, and then we can share, as those are installed, we can share about those. So I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of our day here at the farmhouse, and giving you a little more details and Tim's input, because I can do the fluff, but he can tell all the ins and outs of what's going on this project. And you can see we have a lot of work to do, but there's light, and we're feeling very very good about the progress, and ready for some good weather and some sunshine to get more done and get on with it. So y'all take care and have a great rest of